Can West Ham United do the double over Chelsea for the first time since the 2019-20 season? Who remembers that one? David Martin in goal and the famous Andrei Yarmolenko winner to pretty much secure safety in the Premier League. Can we repeat similar to, not tomorrow, Sunday at Stamford Bridge? I certainly hope so. Welcome back to West Ham Unofficial. I hope you are all well. You join me for the match preview, Chelsea versus West Ham. A couple of guests with me. Phil, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good. Good to see you again, Jake, as well as you, Mike.
Yeah, good to see you as well. Mike, how are you, mate?
Yeah, fine, mate. Fine. Yeah, not too bad at all, mate. Thanks.
Good stuff. Right, let's see who is in the chat. Usual suspect. I hope you're well. What's your thoughts on Lopetegui? We'll get on to that a little bit later because that is a debate to tackle. Well and truly, I'm not sold, to be honest. Usual, I'm not sold. Larry is in as well. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. Right, Chelsea beat Spurs last night, but most clubs are doing that as of late. Going into this game, how are you feeling, Phil?
I don't know. I feel like all the players, as far as they're concerned, their season's over now. So whatever happens. But it's annoying, really, with Chelsea. They've been playing all season, which is I've enjoyed it the way they've been playing. But I'll be really annoyed if they finish above us.
Yeah.
So I've got a feeling they can. That result against Spurs, that's done them a lot of good. So they're going to go in a lot more confidence, and they want to get a job done against us, so they can still try and get a last-minute European push.
I know, yeah, and look, the thing is with Chelsea is that they've been crap all season. We beat them back at our place, and they're just coming back into a little bit of form now, Mike, which is coincidental, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't want to sound big-headed, but I thought they would come good eventually.
They had to, didn't they?
Without a European football, I said at the start of the season, I think Chelsea might just creep into a European place this year. They'll do better than they did last year. And they're hitting form at the right time, to be fair, Jake. Yeah, it is going to hurt a bit, but I predicted this a long time ago, didn't I? I said 9th, 10th, 11th would be where we'd finish. Like Phil just said, I think looks like we're on the beach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So look, Mike, you're going to keep coming back to your 9th, 10th, 11th, aren't you? Because you're going to be pretty much right, I reckon. That's a fair assessment. And look, at the end of the day, look, we're on the beach, but this is a game that we, of course, want to win because, as Phil stated there, you want to finish above Chelsea. They've been awful this season, Chelsea. And to finish below them would be a little bit disappointing. So we can almost forget the European race now. And maybe it'll do us some good to be out of Europe for a season, just to not play as many games. And maybe it would help us in the long run. I don't know, dependent on, of course, the manager's situation. But finishing above Chelsea has to be the objective now because, obviously, the implications of Chelsea. And it would be just mildly amusing to finish above them, and if we win tomorrow, we give ourselves a good chance. Of course, we've got to depend on other teams to do us a favour, which Tottenham didn't do last night. Thank you very much. And we've just got to hope things go our way. But if we want to finish above the field, we have to win on Sunday.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Got to, like I said, they're all on the beach now, but we have still got something to play for. And let's not forget, it's a London derby. It's a big one. We've already done them once this season, so there's no reason why we can't do them again. Like Mike said, that they picked form up pretty at the right time, and we got to stop that. It'd be great to get 6 points over them.
Look, with Chelsea, Mike, they've got a couple of decent players that have really excelled for them this season. The obvious one is Cole Palmer. Noni Madueke on the wing as well has done bits here and there for it. But Cole Palmer predominantly has been their main source of quality this season. I think it's fair to say. In a best of a bad bunch, Cole Palmer stood out this season, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's been superb for them, to be fair. I thought he would be. Man City don't usually let players go, and I don't think they really want to let him go, to be honest. They didn't mind Zinchenko and Jesus going because they had upgrades on them. But I think they would have personally liked to have kept Cole Palmer, but he wanted game time. He was going to get it at Chelsea, and you couldn't blame the boy for going over there. So, yeah, he's been good, but there's a couple of others that have found a bit of form now that were poor at the start of the season. But to be fair, they're youngsters, a lot of youngsters, aren't they? I mean, their average age must be so much younger than ours.
It's just a complete difference, isn't it? Like, we've got one of the oldest average ages in the Premier League, and Chelsea have one of the youngest ones. And look, they've banged the drum of a project this season, and they've been petering and debating about whether to keep Pochettino there. If they want to build a project, they've got to be patient with it, Phil. And they have been to an extent this season, because they've been diabolical at points this season, dropping down into the bottom half of the table. But the last couple of weeks they've shown signs of improvement, just at the wrong time for us, of course, but as a project they are going to get better at some point. It was only a matter of time. They've got a lot of injuries, as they mentioned on the Chelsea Spurs game last night, down to about 12 or 13 players, first team players actually, but they were always going to come good at some point.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately they will do. That's why you get all these players and put them on 8-year contracts. They've got to gel at some point, and then after a while they're going to be a team. They'll know everybody inside out. That's how they're going to do their stuff. They're going to gain experience as well. When you gain the experience at a young age playing regular football, then you should mature a lot quicker as a footballer as well as a team as well. And Pochettino, he is a good manager. He did. Despite not winning anything, he was still successful at Tottenham with the players that he had. And I feel like they will definitely come they'll be a lot better next season, but it depends what they're going to be doing transfer-wise. Are they just going to do the same thing again, buy a load of more youngsters, put them on 8-year contracts, or are they just going to basically keep the same team? I don't know. But it's unfortunate that they're going to be better again.
Look, in the long term, we don't know the financial implications of what Chelsea have done, whether they're going to get reprimanded for that, whether there's going to be fair play issues to come in the future there. But, I mean, looking ahead to next season, Mike, I think what they got wrong this season was they didn't find a balance between experience and youth. They had Thiago Silva as that sole leader, and that was it. And that was sort of their undoing throughout the season, is they just couldn't find a balance, and they had just such a naive team. It just didn't work. And I think they're beginning to adapt to the task in hand now.
Yeah, he had to be given time, didn't he, with those young lads?
Yeah.
Because that's what the project's all about. Phil just said they give them massive contracts. They identified young players that they thought would maybe come good in the next couple of years, and I think they will. I think they'll be up there in maybe a couple of years. If they keep them together and they keep playing like that, they keep improving, and they'll be pushing for the top 4 again. Yeah. I've no doubt about that. But with the amount of money they spent, they should be, Jake.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's a ludicrous amount of money that
Abramovich has spent. With the FFP, they might not be able to buy many players. They might have to offload players. There's talking they might have to offload Gallagher already. So I mean, we'll have to see where that goes.
Yeah, for sure. 6 more comments. Larry says, are the boys going on the beach or playing hard for the badge? Well, I think we all probably know what's going to happen, but yeah, we'll see. We will see. Andy, thanks for joining us. I hope you are well. Larry says, if we win, we jump ahead of Chelsea, but they will still have the game in hand. So that's what we need to hope, that other teams can support us in that vein. Steve, thanks for joining us. Hope you're well. Celtic got Hearts at Celtic Park in the leagues. It's too tight for Andy's liking. There we go. Right, I've got another guest. A warm welcome. Nigel, how are you, mate?
Hello.
You all right, Nige?
I've got to sort my.
Can you not hear us?
What's that? Yeah.
No. I'll take him out and see if we can get him back in. See, Mike, when he rocks up late and then can't sort his blimmin' technology out, nothing you could ever do, is it?
No, not me.
Not okay or not? You okay? Hang on, let's bring him back in. Can you hear?
It's all gone wrong.
Hey, come on.
Oh, there we go. You can hear us now. Better late than never.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, mate. I got sidetracked, and yeah, someone phoned me up right in the middle of something important call, and then there you go. But I'm here.
What's more important than this? Honestly, Mike, you can decide the punishment for Nigel.
Oh no, as long as he's got a note to say why he's late.
Well, exactly. Doctor's note. Yeah. Absolutely right. Nigel, we are just discussing Chelsea before we move on to West Ham. What have you made of them this season, mate?
well, they've been crap all season. Then suddenly, the weeks like leading up to playing us, they've become brilliant. And they just look really dangerous, don't they?
He's been listening to you, Mike, hasn't he, in the background? He's literally been listening to what you've been saying.
That Jackson, who's been pony for like so long, is now like Ronaldo. He's just turned, and like they just look really good. And it's always the same. Teams run into form when they're going to play us, and they have really run into form, and they look really tidy. To be fair, I've got to admit.
Good side, really good side they've turned into. Phil, let's discuss West Ham. A few weeks, we didn't know the response we were going to get after the Crystal Palace game, which was painful, and we met a really out of form and pretty shell-shocked Liverpool side last weekend. I thought who really weren't at the races, thankfully, otherwise it would have been quite messy in the end. But we've had a week's break, which the opposition haven't had for a change. It's the other way around. How do you fare our chances going into this?
I don't.
No, that's nice and positive of you.
No, like I said, look, really, obviously, us as fans would like us to go out there and do something, show something, give something back to the fans. You know, it's been a long season. Like I said earlier, Chelsea, big London rivalry there, so we always like to do one over on them. But we're at the end of the season. We've all pretty much got nothing to play for now, because I think it's very slim trying to get back into Europe for next season. So, and Chelsea, rich vein of form, so the ball's in their court.
Yeah, I think we can take some confidence from that Liverpool game last weekend, Mike, because I thought we showed some pretty good character to get back into the game. It's a brilliant goal to equalise things, and it was a bit of a bizarre game, but we got the point which we probably deserved on balance, I thought, and got to take that into this game, and hopefully we've worked on things and improved throughout the week, and just hope we're not on the beach really, and we give them a go, because you can rattle this Chelsea side. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, I don't. There's not a lot of experience at the back.
No.
I mean, all their strength is going forward, I think. But to be totally fair, I think some of our players, the likes of Paquetá, if he's looking for the move to City, I mean, he's got to pull his finger out and show that what he can do, because there's a few more there that owe us a performance. Kudus, who's had a great season, just gone off the boil a little bit, I think, in the last few games. He didn't get any time and space against Palace, to be fair. They shut him down. Liverpool, at least we came back. We was go down again and we came back. The stats, they love it on the TV and whatever, saying, go in front and never win. But what about the times we've been behind and we've won, or we've pulled it back? They don't turn it around that way. And we have done that, let's face it, a few times this year. It's just, I don't know. There's too many bad performances for me. Too many, fives and sixes we've conceded, and I think at least those boys should give something back to the fans for the last couple of games. Okay, we don't expect much up at City, but at least at London Derby, at Chelsea, the least we want to see is a bit of fight.
Exactly. And just to put on record, when we go out to Man City in a couple of weeks' time, I'd happily surrender a 1 or 2 goal defeat if it means that Man City win the league and Arsenal don't. I don't think Arsenal fans are quite understanding that at this point in time. But Nigel, firstly, how much longer are you growing that moustache for? Is it expanding, or is it having the chop?
Definitely expanding. It's getting there now. All I need now is a Lancaster bomber. It actually looks the nuts.
Tally ho, lads.
I've had the hair now as well. Look.
Honestly, you should have seen him.
Make a good extra in like a 1920s period drama or something.
You should have seen him when I was waiting for him at Palace, right? I'm still outside of Sainsbury's, so I didn't recognise him when he came up. I was like, "Oh my god, that is you, Nigel!" Honestly, it changed you. It's
recognisable, isn't it, for sure?
Oh, it is.
I actually saw Nigel at Palace as well, didn't I?
Yeah, we did. To be honest, I left. We're on, mate. I said to Jake, it was what was it? It's about 20 minutes left, Jake. When I've had enough.
Yeah. I left about 10 minutes later, to be honest. Yeah,
I was done. But do you know what? We was against Liverpool. We could have won that. And do you know what really wound me up? Any other team would have got that corner. Wouldn't they?
Yeah, I put that on Twitter. Yeah, exactly.
Any other team would have got that corner in the last kick of the game. They would give it to them. but they
Yeah.
just didn't want to surrender. It's not they don't want them. They want the title race to. I never used to think it was fiddled, mate, but this
It's hard
season
not to, isn't
especially,
it?
I'm like,
Yeah.
there's got to be something going on, isn't there? That Nottingham Forest game. Do you know what I mean? That's what I mean. There's got to be something going on there with these referees and that. That's just that ref was so bad.
Yeah.
They
I don't know whether you take this as a compliment. Nigel, you look like the man off the Pringle box.
Yeah, do you know what? I've had that a few times. Apart from his moustache is black.
Oh, right, okay. All right. Okay, so nearly then, nearly.
You make me keep twiddling with it now. Because you don't actually, I didn't know that when I first started growing it, I was cutting this bit short. But you don't. You actually have to grow it really long and then you have to train it. Right? And so that's how you get one of these magnificent moustaches.
Magnificent.
I love it.
Well, mate, for next time.
There we go. Moustache lessons with Nigel. That's not what you thought you'd get when you tuned into a Chelsea West Ham preview tonight.
Well, you know what? I've got mates, our savage mates are. Well, they've made a few comments about it, saying you look like a certain type of character.
Yeah, okay.
I was like, you can't, things you can't say online.
Yeah. Decano Davichu, Lopetegui out. He hasn't even got it yet. If that's the choice, give Moyes a new deal. That's rather bleak, isn't it? Rather bleak. But look, Phil, we need. I think what Mike said earlier was bang on. We need players to turn up who haven't turned up in recent weeks. Look, this Chelsea side aren't untouchable by any stretch of the imagination, but we need to put in a good performance. That goes without saying. The likes of Paqueta, Kudus, etc. I've got to turn up on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, these are the big players. You want them to be your main game changers here, but a lot of players, they're going to be fighting for their futures. Everything's all a bit murky and unclear what's going to happen over the summer. So people like Paqueta, whether he wants to stay or not, if someone's going to activate that release clause, I don't know. But play to the best of your abilities. You're still a good player. I don't know what's happening with defender-wise, because we could have a complete clear out of central defenders as well. Yeah. So everyone's got to be properly on their own game if they want to be there next season as a regular starter, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Most impressive moustache is what you're getting in the chat. There we go. Good on you, Nigel. You're getting more attention about the moustache than we are West Ham tonight, which isn't really why we're here. But I'm fine by it. It's fine by me. But look, the fact of the reality of it is, Mike, is that we just need to turn up and give something for Chelsea to worry about, because Spurs didn't last night. I thought Spurs were awful, I'm going to be totally honest. And Chelsea weren't amazing last night. I thought they were quite average, but they did what they needed to do. We can't roll over like Spurs did last night. Get up and at them, and you never know.
Well, I thought Spurs won the league in September, didn't they?
Won it in September and lost it in October. Yeah. Every single year, Premier League champion, September, whatever it is. Won it in September, lost it in October.
Now, to be fair, I mean, they play a certain way, Tottenham do, and it was never going to be enough to win the league. Playing
I tell you what, did you all see Ange have an absolute fit on the touchline? Did we see that?
I think anyone that wants to have a go at Tottenham, they will open them up eventually and score goals against them.
We took 4 points off them, which shows them how bad they've been.
Yeah, I know.
That's true.
Defensively and crosses, well, they're like Dracula, aren't they? And I really did expect Chelsea to turn them over. I wasn't shocked at all with that result. I think Tottenham now realise they can't get fourth. Yeah. And they're going to be a bit like us. We've settled the fact that we're not going to get into Europe. They're probably settled for the fact that they're just going to get Europa League. But, they'll have to buck up, because, if Chelsea get enough wins, they could sneak above like the likes of Newcastle and Man United.
We don't want to think about that, because we're going to finish above them. Don't think about that.
But to be totally honest, Jake, it's like I said earlier, I think there's a lot of our players that just need to turn up for this game. Yeah. And that's what I want to see. They can't just, roam off the pitch at the end, and not give it everything. I think there's a lot of players that owe something, and especially the fans and the away fans that go to every game, want to see them turn up and at least put the effort in and give Chelsea a game.
Yeah. As we discussed a couple of weekends ago, Mike, you are not coming to an away game for a significant period of time. The 2 away games Mike has been to this season is Fulham
10
away,
goals.
which we lost 5-0. Sorry?
10
Yeah.
goals.
Yeah.
Just do Liverpool, not.
Mike's been to 2 away games this season. Fulham away, which we lost 5-0, and Palace away, which we lost 5-2. So, Mike, I'm afraid you've been banned.
That's why I'm not going to the Chelsea game.
Exactly.
Joking, like last year, I went to about, I don't know, probably 6 away games, was it? Something like that.
Yeah.
And we didn't do too bad, but this year my record is appalling.
That's why I said, Dad, don't give Mike that Chelsea ticket. Flip it out. Yeah. We'll get battered.
Keep him far away from it as you can. Yeah.
Oh, dear. Look, we've just got to do the non-negotiables. And look, Nigel, the thing is with Chelsea is that they've been labelled Cole Palmer FC. Someone's put it in the chat. Is if we can nullify Cole Palmer, but I was thinking about that point before I said it. Can we nullify Cole Palmer? We can't nullify anything. Defensively, we've been poor for quite a significant period of time. So if we can't nullify Cole Palmer, then we need to have a plan. And hopefully this week we've manufactured some sort of idea of how to stop Cole Palmer, Madueke, and the very few dangerous players that Chelsea possess.
They're decent, mate. Cole Palmer's decent. That Madueke's proper skillful. He's another kudos. Yeah. He looks proper tidy on the ball, got some skills. But I think any team like that, like I say, they're quite good going forward, but they're crap at defending, a bit like us. And I think that could be an up and down the pitch game. Could be a really high scoring game because I think we could score against them, no problem.
Yeah.
I think Kudus has been found out a little bit. People are now 2s or 3 on him, and he's not getting the space that he used to have. Paqueta, like I said to you, Jake, when we had a chat at Palace, I think he slows our football down because when we played against Leverkusen, our football was slick and quick. Yeah. But when he gets it, he always has to put his foot on the ball, look up, roll it over his foot, and in that 2 to 3 seconds, everyone's back behind the ball and
it resets again, doesn't it? Yeah.
So I think we'd be a better team without him. I know that sounds terrible, but I do actually think that. I think if we sold him and got 2 quicker, stronger players, we'd be a better team for it, personally. But that's just my opinion. I'll watch him every week, and I love him to bits. I think he's a great player, but I think he does more harm than good. Loses the ball far too much in dangerous areas of the pitch. Falls about. He's embarrassingly cringy when he dives around all over the place. All right, he does a few bits of skill and that, but you know what? That don't make a team, does it? And that's Paqueta in a nutshell. Fantastic player, and when it goes right, it goes right. But far more times it goes wrong. So I'm not going to be unhappy if he leaves us. Can I just put in as well? Did any of you really sort of like love it when Villa got beat 4-2 last night?
Because you can just batter them with the Conference League.
When they went back to 2-2, I was absolutely gutted. And then when it was, and I was watching it and I was scoring, I was like, he goes, why are you really getting out of the chair and cheering? I said, because I don't want them having our trophy.
It's our trophy. We don't want them taking a sort of.
We do not want it making it look like just any British team can go and win it.
Exactly. No, I like that. No. I like that concept.
I hope you all feel the same.
I do. Let's just talk a little bit more in depth about the midfield situation here. Phil, we've got Alvarez who starts. We've got no doubt about that. You've then got Souček, Ward-Prowse, Paqueta. Who are you dropping Sunday to make that midfield 3? What would be your midfield 3 on Sunday if you were picking it?
Oh dear.
Never heard of
tricky
him.
One. Yeah, he's a new player.
Yeah, Brian Deere used to play for us.
Oh, he did. You're right.
There we go.
Well, yeah, Mike, I can't remember back to that far.
Yeah, bring Brian Deere back. Yeah, obviously Alvarez is going to start, but obviously he can be a bit of a screw loose sometimes with his tackling. I don't know, it's hard because everyone moans about all 3 of them. So there's no right or wrong answer. You choose as having Ward-Prowse, Souček or Paqueta. I'd have, people get on Souček's back quite a lot, but he seems to be in the team all the time and he always seems to pull something out the bag. So he'd have to start. I suppose
Oh, I stumped you, haven't I? You don't know.
I don't know. I do Paqueta because at least he's meant to be a big time player. But then have a fresh All-Prowse come on, get those set pieces back in.
No, I think
Still
that's
waiting.
fair.
Yeah, I still want him to score at least one free kick this season.
Before he, honestly, before he inevitably moves back to Southampton if they get promoted back up again, we want him to score one set piece. But look, we'll see. Look, I think that's fair. I think that's a fair assessment. He'll probably start Paqueta and have Ward-Prowse on the bench, but it will be interesting to see. Nevertheless, let's move on to predictions, which I'm going to do first to ensure that Mike doesn't nick my prediction. I'm one step ahead tonight, Mike. See, now I've got to buy myself some time to think about what I'm going to say. Honestly, being a guest on this, honestly, I don't know how you do it. I just sit here and ask questions. I don't have to think about it. You've actually got to think about it. Now I've got to think about it. I've waffled, and I've now got my prediction. I think we will win 2-1. I've got some optimism that you guys aren't mustering up, that you aren't finding. Chelsea 1, West Ham 2. I think they'll score early, but I sense a second half comeback. Goals courtesy of Zuma against his former club from a corner. He kicks it to the left, he kicks it to the right of the ball, that is. And then Bowen in front of the away end. He's played through and he just dinks it over Petrovic in goal in front of the away end. Bowen's on fire. I won't say the rest. 2-1 West Ham. The finish above Chelsea objective is still on. It's a brilliant away day. And Mike's not there, so we're not going to lose. I'm convinced of it. I'm just convinced.
Might not concede right.
Yeah, exactly. Might not concede 5 this time. But to be fair, you've seen some entertaining games, Mike.
Yeah, I have. I have. I've seen us score 5 this year. I've seen us concede 5 twice. So, yeah.
Exactly.
A lot of goals, mate.
Exactly. Nigel, prediction?
I think we're going to get beat. I think we're going to get beat probably about 3-1. I just can't, honestly, when we played them I've been to the bridge the last couple of games and we've been really unlucky and we played a mediocre Chelsea team and we've been unlucky. We got stiffed with that VAR decision and that Pulisic win at that time. So, and I've been gutted because I thought we'd been the better team. But I've been watching Chelsea of late and they look proper. They look like they could tear us a new one, to be fair. Honestly, with the defensive situation at the moment, we're in trouble because they're fast up front. And we're very, very slow.
We are very slow.
I think that it could possibly be they'll get 2 or 3 goals against us. I honestly think that. I think we'll score. I think possibly 3-1, 3-2 to Chelsea. That's my own personal opinion. That's what I reckon. Do you know what? Getting back to the midfield situation with West Ham.
Yeah.
Do you know we spoke about it before? Why don't he give Ben Johnson a little run in midfield? Because when he's come on in midfield, he has looked decent. And I've said before, he ain't no defender because he can't handle the situation of being a right back. He gets put under too much pressure. But when he's on the front foot and he's in midfield, he looks a proper player. And I honestly think he should play him. I would. I think he's good in midfield.
I'd give it a go. I don't see why not. If I'm totally honest, we haven't exactly got a lot to lose at this stage. But look, you mentioned there about being a little bit unlucky at Chelsea in the last couple of years. I think a couple of years ago we were there and we conceded in the last minute. Dawson got sent off. Last year we were done at Tottenham, Mike, weren't we? We were outraged. Completely and utterly outraged when we saw what happened. And then we've got this year and hopefully the luck can shift our way. Phil, your prediction?
Yeah, I agree with Nigel. Chelsea are going to win, but I do think we'll get 2 goals. So it's going to be Chelsea 3, West Ham 2.
Mike, restore some optimism in this, please.
Well, I was going to go 3-1, but I'll tell you what, Jake. I'll be a bit more positive than that. I think we'll get a 2-2 draw.
Oh, okay. I'll take that, Desmond. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah. Look, a couple of draws predicted in the chat. That's fair enough. 2-1 West Ham. Larry, we think great minds think alike, don't they? Absolutely. I've got confidence that no one else is finding, which is a little bit concerning, to be totally honest. Just a little bit. But look, we will see. Nigel, I will see you on Sunday, won't I?
Yeah, I'll be there, mate. Yeah.
Are you upper or lower?
I ain't sure. I ain't looked at the ticket yet.
Oh, okay. Right.
I'm not sure. I'll have a look, but I'll be there. I think the trains. Apparently, the trains are playing up on.
Yeah, District
on
Line's a
Sunday.
little
They've
bit,
got to go on the overground.
dodgy.
Instead of Fulham Broadway is closed. So
It is, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Nigel, Phil, thank you very much indeed for joining me.
Thank you. Pleasure as
Thanks a lot,
always.
mate.
And the eagle-eyed of you would notice that I'm going to rejoin you back here at 8 o'clock. Mike's going to rejoin me in an official capacity. No, he's not. We're going to talk about the non-league playoff final taking place a little bit close to us tomorrow. Rejoin us here at 8 o'clock to discuss Wincanton Town as they hope to be promoted tomorrow as they take on Brisbane. So, Mike, you're going to rejoin me. You're going to go and charge your phone and rejoin me back here.
I better go, mate, because it's 1% left, mate.
Good time, then. Mike, I'll see you at 8 o'clock. Thank you very much.
See you in a moment.
And any final thoughts?
Bromley at Wembley.
Are
think.
they?
Yeah, Bromley. They're in the they're in the final.
Oh, go on, Bromley.
That was Bromley.
Yeah,
Right. Any final thoughts, Nigel and Phil, before we go?
Yeah, I'm actually really dreading Sunday.
Brilliant.
do you know what? It's just you feel. I'm like, oh, it's one of them games where I'm like, oh my god, I've got to drag myself to London just watch us lose.
Oh,
I don't know why I do it. I just do it all the time, and I think to myself, why?
But the saving grace is it's a bank holiday Monday. That's the only thing that's going to save us. It's a bank holiday Monday, which I'm looking forward to. Because to be honest, getting back at like 9 and then having to go to school the next day was not a vibe. So bank holiday Monday, thank you very much, whoever sorted that out the day after Chelsea away. Phil, final thoughts?
Yeah. Enjoy your bank holiday weekend.
I think we have some
you never
sun.
do that, do you? You
No.
never do, because when West Ham lose, and I've said this every weekend, mate. If we lose, it ruins my weekend.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's mine as well.
So I've had a lot of ruined weekends over the years.
Absolutely. So let's hope this isn't one of them. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to West Ham Official if you're new. Rejoin me back here with Mike at 8 o'clock to talk about a bit of non-league football. But until then, from me, come on your irons, and Nigel and Gary. Oh, I've just called you Gary, Phil. I'm so sorry.
Gary.
Phil. Thank you very much indeed. Come on your irons, and we'll see you soon right here on West Ham Official. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.